I'm still around. I'm still.
Let me
Hello.
tell you,
Hello.
we will make a full-length motion picture now.
Okay, cool. Hey. Okay, give me Mr. Joe.
Hi, I'm Ron New. I'm Andy New's father, and I'm so thrilled to be here. In fact, thrill is a big part of this whole experience. You know the expression, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. That has been with us since Andy started playing tennis when he was 7 years old, with me, as I took him out to the park and played. And I played with him until he was 11, and he beat me. And I decided then it was a good time to turn him over to Jack Schore. We had absolutely the most thrilling years with Andy's tennis. And now I see my grandson, Justin, coming up, being coached by our wonderful, not just a wonderful coach, but our wonderful friend, Jack Schore. And every time I come out and see Justin on the tennis court, I see immense improvement in his game. It's just amazing to me. I never thought he would be as good as his father, but I now think that he very well will be. And I'm so happy with that. And by the way, Justin can beat me pretty early in the game too. I mentioned before the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. What thrills we had. Andy was a top junior due to Jack Schore. I used to go to these tennis matches and watch all these kids come, many of whom, of course, lost and go home. And Andy won most of his matches. So we had thrill after thrill after thrill. Of course, the losses hurt. But let me tell you about one thrill that I'll never forget. Andy had just finished his great year in the 14s. He won Meta. He was number one in the Middle Atlantic. And we all, my family, my wife and I, and Andy, we went to Nashville, Tennessee to a clay court, national clay court match. And Andy was playing a guy on a court, and I was walking around very uncomfortable, as I usually was when I watched him play, with agony, even though he was doing so very well. And this lady who was running the tournament came up to me and said, "Well, you know, we have a doctor on the premises if you look like you feel bad." I said, "No, I'll be all right." And the reason I was looking so bad is he was playing Paul Annacone. And guess what? He beat him that match. So you can imagine how I felt if he didn't win. So that was a thrill of a lifetime. One of the characteristics that Jack taught Andy and all his players to such a high degree was the discipline of practice, the discipline of being with his sport, playing with his sport, and the hard work. I am so thrilled to say that discipline gave Andy the wonderful career he had in tennis. But even more important to me is that discipline that Jack taught him turned into Andy's work life. It translated directly into a wonderful, successful career in his work. And I see the same thing happening to my grandson, Justin, and I am so thrilled with that, and so beholden to Jack Schore, who is not only a great coach, but a wonderful, wonderful friend. I want to comment about what Andy said, something that Andy said about when he first came to practice with Jack, and he was just overwhelmed with the amount of work involved and how hard it was. And as the time went on, I saw his trust in Jack get better and better and better, and more came out of him until he totally bought into Jack's methods and his ways of practicing and playing. And I see the same thing happening now with Justin. And not only that, but that trust and respect for Jack has translated into a friendship and now a love. Jack is actually part of our family. And Andy, I know, treats him as a brother. I remember now when I first came to the courts and saw Justin starting with Jack, and he asked me how it felt, and I remember how it felt then, and I know how it feels now. I told Jack, I have the warmest feeling. I can't believe that my grandson is taking over my son's place and starting to play and learn to play the game from the guy who is the best. It gives me such a thrill for me to be here and for him to start his quest in his father's footsteps. Let me end by saying that I just love being here with my boys and Jack. It gives me such a thrill. I have had such a wonderful run with him, and I respect Jack so much because he is one of the most dedicated guys I know at what he does, and it's very easy to see. Of course, I've seen it all these years, so it's built. It's part of me now. So I love him, and he's the best.